We met the freakiest person I've ever met. You know what I'm about to do?
What?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Wickle, wickle, wickle.
Happy birthday.
All right, we don't got to do the whole song. What if we just tried to do it for as long as we possibly could? Half an hour we fill up just doing happy birthday in a loop.
The whole time.
You know, it's weird because you used to have to like pay to use happy birthday in a movie or a song or anything. Because like somebody owns the rights to it. Like the original OG happy birthday, like somebody owns it.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And apparently they just recently died so you can have it.
Oh,
yeah, so you can just use happy birthday, which I didn't think was a thing. Like what if you just sing, what if it's like the actors singing it? Do they get royalties for that?
I don't know. So I would imagine for like, because the film studio is going to reach out to the person who owns the shit, right? Owns the copyright. And so I'd imagine the studio gave them some kind of royalty upon like...
Just usage of it?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so I'm professional Julian right here. Marquise, quick, think of something to say while I grab my jewel.
Are you serious right now? Okay. So, Matt,
Hello.
You guys suck!
that was quick though.
Don't worry guys, I'm back. But
that was horrible.
All right. Let's do a little intro. It's the Scheuneman Show, episode 33.
Yep.
3.
We have Matt, the motherfucking demon. It's still that, right?
I have returned. Yeah.
Yes. Matt Demon has returned, and on his 23rd birthday.
You dig.
So, you know, the vibes. But, yes, we are back, and we're just going to jump right into it. Marquise, I promised you I would scare the shit out of you in this episode. So I'm going to scare you a little bit. Then I'll make it okay.
Okay.
So, you guys know about the whole thing that's going on with Ukraine and Russia, right?
Yeah, we talked about that last time I was here.
We did?
Yeah.
It was just happening then, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What the?
Yeah, I went
this
real
is
in depth.
weird now. Okay, yeah, so we've talked about this. It's a fucked up situation. I'm praying for the Ukrainians every day. That's not true, but I really do
They're
care.
winning.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, they're actually... there's a big conspiracy about one of their little battle plans that's about to happen, and we can get into that in a second. But, yeah, it is crazy that they're actually, like, putting up a massive fight and, like, putting up numbers. But it's fucking kind of freaky because recently... So Russia, they're the bad guys in this situation, and they're kind of spooky because Putin is insane. And Putin, if you're watching this, don't kill me or anything. But he's kind of on edge, and he's not part of NATO, and it's freaky, and he doesn't like us. And we've been aiding Ukraine in this war, so he's even more mad at us. And recently... an experimental massive submarine that carries like I think multiple gigantic nukes just went missing from Russia's docks or whatever you'd want to say. So this big nuke on a submarine ready to shoot it just went missing into the ocean, right? And the even crazier part about this whole thing is it a regular nuke that a submarine is shooting? No. It's a fucking Poseidon nuke, which is experimental right now. They're still testing it out. But this nuke is meant to shoot underwater, I think. And then it's harder to like shoot down that way. And when you shoot that nuke, you're supposed to shoot it at a coastal city. And you know what that nuke does? It creates radioactive tsunamis that can reach up to 100 or more miles up the coast. So what they would be doing if they use that is literally just fucking sending a tsunami at a city. And not only is it like tsunamis are scary as fuck already.
Yeah.
But this is a radioactive tsunami. So you're just getting washed in radioactivity, and then who knows what the fuck the explosion does and how far that blows up off the coast. But
Wild.
that went
That is
missing
outrageous.
recently, and so they're like, why the fuck did it go missing? Yeah. And they're freaked out by that, understandably. But I have some good news for you, Marquise, because you look a little spooked. And I was too, so I started looking into this. And so first thing, it was missing, but recently, like literally 15 hours ago, it was reported that it got spotted up in the Arctic. And so what that means is they're testing it in the Arctic, which is still scary.
Yeah.
They're testing it in the Arctic. By the way, like not to go off on a tangent, but it can't be healthy for the Earth to be nuking the Arctic.
I was just thinking that, bro. There's no fucking way.
Dude, like we're talking about, oh, it's melting, it's this, it's that.
Yeah, and
well,
then just
if
hitting
you
it
nuke
with
it,
fucking waves.
you nuke it, that's not going to do much to help that situation that we are scared of as well. But yeah, so they know, apparently, like the governments, they know that if before it showed up in the Arctic, they thought it would be showing up in the Arctic because I guess, I don't know if they're like not supposed to be doing this, but they just did or what, but like they knew about this weapon and they knew that if it was tested, it would be taken to the Arctic. So they were looking for it to pop up there, and then they recently spotted it.
Yeah.
And so they know what it means if it's in the Arctic, which is they're testing it. And if they're doing tests that they think they're doing, that means that this nuke isn't ready for usage for at least another... Well, it was weird because at first they were like, probably won't be ready for real usage until like the third quarter of this decade. So that's a long fucking time. But then I read this other thing that was kind of like, it wouldn't really be ready, but it wouldn't be like, it could kind of be used by the end of the 20s. And so I was like, wait, which is it? Because that's really important. Because no matter what, I don't want it happening, but it would be a little more comforting if I didn't think it was going to happen until like 2070.
Yeah.
But like, this thing is fucking freaky.
Fuck.
So as of now, I mean, we could look it up right now, but as of now, I haven't heard anything other than it popped up in the Arctic to do tests.
Yeah.
And so, who knows? Maybe they have a satellite picture of it in the Arctic. Maybe we'll get a satellite picture of a fucking nuclear tsunami.
I mean, that'd be fucking cool.
It would be cool, but
cool to see, but it still sucks. Like, it's still not good.
I'm pretty sure it was meant to attack us. Because, like, it's supposed to be like
nuclear water, all that shit, dude, like, that's hitting is just...
That's going to affect cities for, like, years and years and years.
Yeah.
Like, radioactivity, I'm not going to pretend to fully understand it, but it's like, and it gets in the soil, it fucks up everything.
That's what I'm saying. What about water? Like, our water supply and, like, the good-ass water? And
yeah, I'm dumb, so I don't know, but, like, I can't imagine nuking the ocean is a great idea.
So fucking Hiroshima, right? That happened. Fuck knows how long ago. You know what I mean? And you can like just now move back there, and the government's actually giving out like it's something like free housing, but with the catch if you got to dump like 300,000 into the house and repairs or something like that.
And isn't it still like sketchy to be there?
They said it's cool, you know what I mean? Like, they have said it's fine. That's why they're really trying to encourage to try to build the population back up because they feel that there's no inherent risk to living there at this point.
Okay.
But would I trust it? Probably not, but free property is free property.
That's true, but I mean, like, I don't know if this was Hiroshima or where it was, but I'm almost positive it was the location of some nuclear disaster. And I saw this on the Dark Tourist show. Have you ever seen that?
No.
I love that show, dude. There's only one season, and they haven't made a second one yet, but I loved every episode of it. This guy just goes to fucked up places, like Dollhead Island, or like the location of an A-bomb drop, or he swam in this lake that was made from the crater of a nuke. So he just does, like, he goes all around the world and does shit that would scare us. So, and one of them, he went to, it might have been Hiroshima, or it might have just been where, like, a reactor, like, fucking exploded or something. But it was high radioactivity. But I think it was in Japan, somewhere around there. And they got, like, on a tour, to go in the area, and they were like, this place is this bad, but it's okay. And then like the worst part is like still really bad, but like you can do it because it'll only stay between these levels. And they were like, okay. And then who needs to die? It's me.
Yeah. Why did you do this?
My phone's dead. Decline it. See, here at the Scheuneman Show, we have people that just call and call and call. No.
Caller number 5, you're on the air.
Yeah, we should have done that.
Yeah.
She would have been like, what the But anyway.
You're on the air.
That's for another episode. What was it? Oh yeah, so he's like, okay, they say it's safe, but I'm gonna see. And he has like this Geiger counter, and he walks around the town, and like they let him go in the places they wouldn't usually let him on the tour, and he found limits of like radioactivity that were like 100 times the amount they were saying. So what I'm thinking is like, if they're letting people live there and they're saying, it's okay, I bet it's not, but it's just like not terrible.
Right. Like probably not enough to give you a third arm or rot your skin off, but fucking, yeah.
Maybe cancer in the lifetime.
Like stage 4 lymphoma probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that shit's crazy because of like, at first you're like, oh my gosh, like a nuclear explosion is going to devastate this amount of land. Like that's terrible. And then you realize that's not even the start of it.
Right.
It's almost not even the purpose. It's like, no, the radioactivity is going to fuck you up way more than anything else. And I mean, there's effects of shit that we've done in this country just as tests and stuff. And like the way we live that has affected us, and it's just subtle ways that we don't even notice. Like I've stated this fact before, and I don't know enough about it, and I heard it on this comedy podcast, so who knows if it's true. But I heard that there's like traces of rocket fuel in breast milk these days.
How the fuck does that even happen?
Yeah.
Just because the way it was explained to me through a comedian, so little, take it with a grain of salt, but like, he was like, because of everything that gets into our soil and the stuff that we eat, it's just affected these things. And like, I think rocket fuel is just like a term to like get your attention. I think it's more like this component or chemical that's from such and such is kind of traced back to rockets. But apparently there's like some weird shit in breast milk these days. So it's just wild what that stuff will do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just, bro, like, you gotta really be careful with the shit you eat too, because like, you never know what the fuck it is.
Yeah,
what really?
I checked my eggs to see if they were cracked last night, and I mean, the weird thing is like, aren't eggs supposed to be like a completely different color than they are?
Well, there's
think so,
different type of eggs.
Yeah, I think when you crack them open, they're supposed to be like brown, but they're yellow.
I think the outside's supposed to be brown.
Yeah.
And then
Have you ever seen like a freshly like chicken coop, like with how the
No,
eggs are,
I've
like,
seen a
brown?
chicken die though. It was pretty sad.
Like,
Dude, I was over at this is the show, but I was over at this girl's house. I'm like one of my first real relationships as a child, and I spent the night at her dad's house, and she didn't see him often, and he was kind of like living in the sticks, and she was like warning me beforehand, like he's a little out there, And I was like, all right, I can deal with that. My dad's a little out there as well. Shout out Bob. But I spent the night there the first day, and then what I wake up to is him screaming in my face with a devil's mask, like, get out of bed, it's time for breakfast, or like something like, but he was wearing a devil's mask and just in my face. I was like, what the fuck?
what?
And so, yeah, I mean, I reacted to that, and then I get up and wipe the cum out of my eyes, and I'm like walking down the hall, and they're like, breakfast is in the back porch or something, and I was like, all right. I walk out there, and he's like, you like chicken? And he's holding a chicken by its neck, and he just starts wringing.
And it's alive right now?
Yeah, he just starts wringing its neck. And this is like the first 20 minutes of the day, and I'm like, dude, I haven't even had my coffee yet. What the fuck? I was like, this is insane. But, yeah, anyway, chickens, yeah.
Man, fucking, wow, my throat. Christ. Jet actually has a bit of a similar story. He's not here, but I'll just kind of tell it on his behalf, I suppose. He was in Boy Scouts, man, and they were killing geese, like legally killable geese or something.
For fun or like
no, it was like a thing. They had to kill them, prep them, and then like cook them, and like so that way the camp had food type shit.
Oh, okay.
And he said they had them grab them, like right underneath the head, you know what I mean? And you just
Right
the same
by
thing
the
you said, you just
brain.
fucking yak and they're fucking dead.
I mean, dude, he was swinging it in circles for a minute.
That's insane to me. Like I can only imagine being a child and they're like, yeah, kill this fucking bird.
Yeah, I mean, I was like
Kill it dead.
13. So, I mean, I was like, holy shit.
Right.
And,
This
dude,
is morbid.
Yeah, just
I've seen
Scarred
worse,
for
dude.
life.
I mean, you have to remember, our generation grew up on, like, best gore and shit. Like, we've seen some fucked up shit on the internet.
Yeah.
And you say geese, and, dude, this was one of the sadder things relating to animals I've ever seen. I hung
used
out
to go
with...
hunting, so I've seen.
Well, that's different. This, what I'm about to tell you is no. I went to go hang out, or get weed from this drug dealer dude or something, and like he was dating my girlfriend at the time's sister, and I was like, all right, and we just hung out with him for a little bit, and he was like chill, but then you know those people where you like start to meet them and you're like, you're chill on the outside, but I feel like sometimes you do some crazy shit. And so I was like realizing that. I mean, first off, dude told me about this time he jumped this kid and stole all his clothes because he was in a different gang than him. I mean, I know that shit exists, but like this dude, sometimes I feel like the people around here are just like doing that to be like, yeah, like some places really not need gangs, but it's like a real thing. And like this just didn't feel, it felt like just, oh, you want to fucking do crimes as a friend group or something.
Right.
But I mean, I don't know. But he told me about like robbing this kid and stealing. I gotta stop explaining it every time it happens because it happens enough. But I think we may have fixed the issue finally. I thought I did a couple days ago. I'll explain in a second. But we were talking about this kid got all his clothes stolen. I was getting this story told to me. And he's like, yeah, I stole these shoes from him. And he points at him. I was like, oh, I like those shoes. And I was like, you stole them from him. He shouldn't have had that happen to him. I don't know. But, I mean, it sounds like he just said the wrong thing at the wrong time. So I'm going to do some justice and steal them from you. And so I took the shoes, and I enjoyed them for a while. But anyway, this guy was kind of crazy. And he showed me this video of one of his friends murdering like a baby goose with a brick.
Why?
I was like trying so hard not to look at him and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
That's not gangster.
Yeah, no. I was like, why you're bored and you just go kill things? Like, okay, Jeffrey Dahmer, like you fucking, like that's, so when you said goose and we were talking about the chicken dying, I was like, that story is fucked. Like, I just remember, and he showed me the video, I was like, fuck. Like, there's no part of me that was like, oh, that's hilarious. Like, nah. But
he just has us sitting on his phone.
yeah, he's just like, I like to watch this video sometimes when I wake up.
Gets
But
me amped for the day.
yeah, I mean, but like you said, Marquise, hunting's completely different. Like, or whatever when you guys were getting food for the camp, that's different. This dude was just walking down the street and he's like, I'm gonna kill that baby goose.
Yeah, it's so different.
Like, but. All right. So, do you want to talk about what happened to us the other night, Marquise?
Yeah, so we decided to get some drinks, and so.
Well, I mean,
As you do.
do you want to do the beginning? Okay.
No, I'm gonna cut through. You'll see. So, decided to get some drinks.
Let me just preface it though.
Go ahead. Do you?
Infighting.
We met the freakiest person I've ever met. I just told you about a guy who killed geese for fun. I've met crazier people. This guy is at the top of that list.
Yeah.
Go on.
He was free. So we go and we stop at this little bar, and we're just chilling for a minute, getting some drinks. We see some people that we know. We're like, hey, what's up? It's been a minute. And then we're chilling some more. And I had a blunt rolled up, and I didn't have a lighter with me or anything. So they had a fire pit outside, and so I'm like, me and Jude decide, like, let's go outside, spark it up off there, and smoke. And
That's
we did.
the place that doesn't care.
Yeah, it's a chill, laid-back spot. So, but we start smoking, and then I remember, isn't that when the bartender comes out, and they're like, yo, you see this car? It looks like an unmarked police car and stuff like that. And
she was being cool. She was
being
like,
cool.
This
And
dude looks like an op. Be careful. And then she took all these big ass mugs in that we were talking about how thick they were. Like you
they
could
were
knock somebody's teeth out with
yeah.
them or something. So
But-
she cleaned it all up.
Then this
Just
other
sip the
person
mic.
comes out, but there was this bike that was behind us, and it was his. And so he walks over to it, and he starts talking to us, and it was like, okay, and like in the beginning, and like he'd be like, what was it like? Be
Okay.
careful with yourself, like
So,
have a good night. And
Man walked up, and let me just explain what he looks like. You ever see? So there's a Scooby-Doo episode where there's like a haunted miner with like long gray hair. He looks. Let's not use Scooby-Doo as an example. This guy looked like he just crawled out of a hole. Like in the like not to be rude or anything, but like he was probably.
he looked like he was ready for the like snow to fall.
He had a
the night.
trench coat on and
Yeah,
like
it
a
was-
beanie on. It was dressed in dark clothes. He was probably in his late 60s, early 70s,
Yeah.
but could look older. due
Literally
to
like
how
acting like he just got done watching the Dahmer show, and
he
wanted
was
to
acting very strange.
It was weird.
And he was, the way he was talking was like, okay, he's either really, really drunk or he's like,
But he was fucked up. Like you,
like so,
you could
he
tell
could have
was-
mental issues, like in the
he was
most
fucked
respectful way. Like, but like he would start a sentence that was already like strange, like, "Hey guys, it's really nice to meet you out here." But then
be safe and watch out. Like,
yeah, but then he would like ramble off into like mumbling. He'd be like, "Be
Yeah.
safe out here, because you."
and then
And you
he,
wouldn't understand the last part of his
he
sentence.
came over, like he was over by the bike, and he came over closer, and Juice stands up.
Well, no, okay, I'm sorry, Marquise. I hate to be the guy that keeps poking in, but this is an important part. We're sitting on this couch facing this fire pit, and behind us is like a little bit of space in between the couch, like the back of the couch, and the gate to the patio. And so we're sitting.
Like he could walk like
and
behind us.
At first, when we first start talking to him, we're looking like to our right at him because he walks in from a different entrance, and he's like kind of to the side / in front of us.
Yeah.
And then he starts walking behind the couch that we're sitting on. So he's behind our head,
Yeah.
standing up and talking to us. And I was already creeped out by the way he was
His
acting.
vibe, yeah.
Because you
Juice
had
straight got it.
this part is like hard to paint the picture of because you just had to be there and hear how he was and look at him. So this part's creepy, but it
No,
gets
he was
worse.
acting weird. It
But he was
just
acting
so
weird, and he walks behind us, and I'm high and a little tipsy, so I'm like, "Oh, I just finished Jeffrey Dahmer twice, so I'm gonna stand up now." And so I stood up and started talking to him like this, and Marquis is still sitting down.
So he forgot our names, right? And he's like trying to introduce himself again, basically. So we thought so. Well, I thought so. And so he comes close and he like reaches out his hand like to say, like, what's your name and nice to meet you.
Shout out to Marquis for giving him a fake name on the second time, but anyway.
But
Good move. Good move.
And he gets even closer, dude. And he just reaches in his shirt pocket and pulls out this. What was it? You knew exactly.
So what happened was he's like introducing himself again and like talking as he does it, but then he's like, "What's your name?" And Marquis goes, "Marquis," and then and then I was like, "I'm Julian," and he shakes Marquis's hand, I think, right? And then he shakes my hand,
Yeah.
and then he reaches in his jacket pocket and pulls out this plastic
Like some
vial,
Joker
like a
shit.
like a spray bottle, but it's unmarked.
Wanna do DMT? Oh.
This will make you have fun.
Wanna meet God?
Yeah, literally. And it's this unmarked vial with like a spray thing. And he's like, "This is 99% alcohol.
Yeah, that's
I
what
can
he-
shake anybody's hand with this."
And he sprays it, right?
After shaking our hands.
And then he
Like, we're dirty.
He like confronts it. He's like, not to be like judgy, like weird about it. And then he pulls out his gloves, and they're just.
And then Marquise goes, "Those are cool gloves."
Yeah.
And then you know what he does? He pulls out his hands and looks at the gloves. He's like, "They are cool gloves." And he starts putting them on all slowly, like fucking O.J. Simpson in court. And he's like, putting them on. He's like, "Yeah, these are really nice gloves." Like he starts talking real weird about the
weird.
gloves, and he's putting them on. And at this point in my head, I'm like,
Drew's like,
Nope.
let's get a
Nope.
drink.
I told Marquise, I'm like, "I think I got to pay my tab."
Yeah, yeah.
And then Marquise goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna get another drink." And then he goes, I got I got a pocket full of money.
And he's
You
like,
guys
oh,
want
no,
drinks?
y'all.
I got a pocket full of money. And we're like, no, we don't need your money. Like, we got it. He's like, oh, you guys have money. I should have
y'all
known.
good. Y'all
are
ain't
good.
broke.
Y'all are good.
And then we go inside, bro, and we sit, and we're like talking with the bartender about it all. We get in
Yeah, because she's like, did he bother you guys out there?
and like he walks in, bro.
Well, no. I'm
All right,
sorry.
I
I remember
told
this
you
so
shorten it.
clearly.
But we're fully talking about it, and like she's talking about her interactions because she said that he was
had been there
acting
for
weird.
3 hours, but never
And
before.
she's never
today.
met him. This is her first time seeing him, I guess. And
We're talking about how creepy he is and like how he made us feel uncomfortable and like borderline talking shit. And then as she's saying her last sentence, he starts to walk in.
yeah.
And then then the bartender that we were talking to her about him, she goes to help somebody else, and I bump Marquise. I'm like, you gotta let her know that he's in here because she's about to come back to us and start talking shit. Do you want to tell this part? Because
Julian wasn't paying attention fully because he didn't see this.
well, I saw the first part, but then,
he oh shit. He walks in. There's a mirror right there.
Yeah.
And like it.
like
you
on the
can see
bar
us.
facing us, but it's
Yeah,
like in the
if you
bar,
look
so you
in,
have to
you
take
can
a
see
half
us.
step into the bar.
He walks up to the mirror, literally circles us.
Marquise,
On the
first,
mirror.
this is the first thing I saw. He walks in to the bar, like borderline shouldn't be in there, looks at himself with like the darkest face you'll
and
ever
then
see.
dead stares. Literally, like I looked at him in his fucking eyes, bro, and I'm like, bro, this is hot, dude.
He
If I
used the mirror to like look at us.
Yeah.
And then what he does that I didn't see, because I had stopped looking after I saw him staring into his own soul. So after he stares into his own soul and it stares at both of us, Marquise saw something that was absolutely insane and just puts the cherry on top of this psycho cake. Go ahead.
Wait, what? That's what.
Well, you said it briefly, but I kind of cut
Wait,
you off because
what? When he circled?
Yeah.
He literally like fucking circled us in the mirror
with his finger. So he's like looking at us in the reflection. He's like, "Yeah, you guys," and just like makes a fingerprint with the circle.
It was like a hat, like the. All right, so it was like the mirror had a trim on it, right? And you literally just went like, boom, and that was it.
Maybe it was somebody like fucking around for YouTube and like cosmetics and shit.
No,
like
this
season.
dude was
he was legit.
The real deal, Holyfield.
legit crazy.
Jesus, son.
Because he wasn't like over the top like you would think a fake one.
Right, it was
would
like
be.
subtle. Like he was just like inherently
And
like.
slurring words and like talking about nothing, and then
I'm not even gonna lie, like he didn't even throw me off all like that until. I mean, like it was sketchy and shit like that, but when he did the mirror thing, that's when I was like, yeah, bro, like.
Fuck that.
This dude, if he comes close or anything, bro.
I mean, we were nervous to walk out to the car. I mean, and the sad thing is, thinking back on the conversation we had on the patio, like he wanted us to hang out with him, but he didn't want to be weird about it.
But was so weird about it.
Yeah, and so it's kind of sad, but at the same time, like I may be a little off kilter, or I'm not thinking of the right word, but like I had just not even joking, like I had just watched the Jeffrey Dahmer show like once by myself, and then I watched an episode recently with my dad, and so like I'm overloaded with all this creepy shit, and then also on top of that, I'm thinking like I've met people that like aren't 100% there. I've met people who are homeless. There's nothing scary about them. This guy was scary. Like I thought he was going to try and drug me. And that's why I bring up the Jeffrey Dahmer thing, is because maybe I was just fucked up and like spooked. But like I was like, dude, what's that spray? Like that's when he pulled out the spray, I was like, I don't think that is alcohol. And why are you standing behind us?
Jesus Christ.
But that whole night was weird. Like, even we went and got food after that, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm pulling through the drive-thru. I give the dude my card, and he just sets it on top. So, you know the scanner? Like, you swipe your card, you pay for it. He sets it on there and just stands there. And I kind of, like, see him at the corner of my eye. And I'm, like, not trying to be weird, low-key, at this point. And then I look over, because it's been a second. Like, you swipe a card and pass it on. And I look over and I look him dead in his eyes, and he just swipes it real quick and gives it to me. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck?
He's probably faded, bro. He's probably just high as fuck. Like, oh man, I
They
gotta
started
do
talking
that
about. We would go to the second window and they started talking about us and shit, laughing at us and shit. I'm like, am I fucked up?
They
bro?
gave us hard buns too.
Whack.
It was like not like stale, but like the top part of the bun was like you had to put a little effort into denting it. Like it was weird.
I thought I was fucked up or something. I was like, man, maybe I drank too much or something. I don't know.
Yeah, dude, it was wild. But so Matt,
Yes.
how much would you like? Well, okay, first of all, what have you done? How has life been since your last appearance on the Scheuneman show?
Oh man, things have been pretty cool for the most part. You know, job going decently, whatever. It's a 9 to 5, so it's cool.
I see you on social media talking about the level up.
Yeah, man. Fucking, like, I got my own apartment and shit. That's been really cool. I fucking, which is weird. Like, you know, living alone's always weird, but whatever. Fucking,
So it's just, sorry to cut you off, but it's just you in there, or is it you and your girl, or
me and the cat and a bunch of weapons.
you need it? I mean,
Feel me?
His layout is sweet. Like I was telling Julian, your layout is pretty dope because, like, if you're thinking, it's like those sets of apartments where it's like 4 on each, but his is only 2 levels. So you go up, and then you go in the apartment, and there's a whole stair set to another level. So it's pretty. It's like you have your own balcony.
Yeah, bro.
And then you have an upstairs too. It's like a full ass. It's sweet.
I used to have a friend that lived in apartments like across the street from you, and it sounds like you have like a leveled up version of what he had because he had the balcony, but he didn't have like a second floor or anything. It was just
Yeah, so I got the 2 bedrooms, the balcony, the little staircase and shit. It's my first time living in a place since I moved out of my parents' place that has stairs. So that's nice. It's a nice little upgrade.
Damn, I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, bro. I mean, the bulk of places are like flats. Like the first apartment I stayed in after I moved out, a lot that I actually stayed in and was on the lease for, fucking was a flat. We lived there for a year. Place after that was I don't know. When I was living in the ghetto in my homie's living room, fucking I guess his place had an upstairs and a basement.
I never went in there though.
That neighborhood sucked. Fucking
Dude,
new shit's alright. New shit's been pretty good. Fucking all around, you know, music's been cool, man. Producing and shit. That's been awesome.
yeah, I see you've been dropping beats and shit,
doing your own
selling
beats.
them. Dude, like this dude's making music from top to bottom,
Producing
bottom to
everything.
top. Fucking,
I am. I mean, it's the most sustainable way to do it, right? I've watched a couple episodes. And we were talking about this briefly. It's just a smidge. Fucking, but it's like if you're an artist and you're stealing beats, you know what I mean, and your limit is only being able to put them on SoundCloud. And I want to preface, I'm really not trying to come at anybody by any means. It's just the fact of the matter. Fucking, like, it's just SoundCloud's not looked at the way it once was. You know what I mean? In terms of people still popping off out
had
there.
its
Like,
time.
Lil Tecca is somebody's nephew, and I'm pretty sure he's the most recent person to go fucking fully mainstream off that. Everybody's got connections that ends up making it off that shit. So it's just, want to play your cards right, want to teach yourself how to like really hone out your sound and shit. Like, I'm making my own beats, I'm writing all my shit fucking word for word. I've never made better music that has felt more organic.
I mean, when you put your all into something and try and make it all you, and you like put the time in, the art you make is surprising. And I mean, you've been doing this for as long as I've known you, so it only makes sense that you're gonna progress and get better.
Exactly.
And I mean, I see it. I mean, I got a little sneak peek, the fucking heat coming your way soon. But I don't want to spill too many beans, talk out of school or anything. But also with what you're saying is like they should really, like, not to be corny or anything, but it would really be cool if they started teaching stuff like that in classes. Like, I mean, I know they do like maybe college courses or self-taught
College
courses,
for music production.
but like, why couldn't there be a high school class about either, you know, being your own business or running a music career properly? Like, the amount of art that could come from that would be insane, because you would teach these people that don't understand like how to do certain things that may seem simple to some person, but like to others it's like a world they don't know how to get into. So if they could just teach these kids like, here's how you do it, then I mean, they could blow up much quicker.
Yeah, to at least try it. That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Because like you said, I mean, the music should be on all platforms. You should be making music from scratch.
Yeah.
And
And that.
I mean, yeah, the SoundCloud wave was
Even that,
insane.
you go with the fashion route too, like teaching people how to like style shit.
I mean, yeah, you could make like a pattern maker class. You could make like digital design classes. I'm sure some schools have
digital,
that, but
there's digital. I mean, not really. I don't know. There's computer class.
yeah, I mean,
Shit like that, but
I remember computer class. That shit sucked.
I had robotics. That was sweet.
I love that shit, bro.
Made my own robot do its own course,
Dude.
And shit.
Go
I was
grab
That
it in
teacher
hours.
hated me in robotics. He fucking hated me. I remember, I don't even know if this was robotics, but for some class, I made like a wooden robot that was covered in cans, like Sprite cans and shit. And it was just like, pretty much a statue of a robot. And I made it with my dad. And I think I brought it into that class, and he was like, "This is not the fucking project." And I was like,
Damn.
"I like this.
At least I tried A for effort.
Yeah, this is a fucking sick ass little robot." And he was like, "You fucking C or something."
Oh, damn.
And then so I just gave it to my friend. And
Not even a C plus, just C.
Yeah, dude, it's cold out here in these streets.
Better than C minus.
So, any teasers you want to drop on motherfuckers, Matt, or do you want to keep it on the
Yeah.
low?
Okay.
Yeah, let me.
Oh well, that's cool too.
Okay.
We could start with the product, and then we could talk about it a little bit.
So in terms of like I was just talking about, I'll play that beat I was showing y'all earlier to the best of my ability. Fucking but so I'll work with anybody's budget. Like if you need beats or you have a vibe in mind, like bro, reach out to me. I'm a reach out toable person. Reach out to me. I'll work within your budget. If my shit's too expensive, but you really like something, bro, I'll make you a discount code. Like we'll figure it out. It is what it is.
Oh yeah.
But
Artists understand the struggle of being an artist.
exactly. I mean, I've been doing this shit for like 5-6 years, bro. I've been all around the gauntlet. I get it. I completely get it.
So, are you just showing a beat, or are you showing the first song you showed to us earlier, or
Oh, that's right. That one does have vocals on it. All right, so we'll do.
do the single?
We'll do a clip from Titanic. Titanic is the first single off of my Cloudy Days project. That's coming out the 14th.
I fucks with Titanic.
Yeah, I
This
fuck with it,
Titanic's
too.
not about to sink. Just hold it right up to the mic. It should be good. Like, put it like this.
Oh, I bet.
Matt Damon, who gives a fuck, Morty?
Breaking bad when I'm whipping, you can call me Bryan Cranston. Make the masses bow Satan like I'm Manson. Trailer duck for cover, now your crib's a haunted mansion. I just keep on working, things is going how I planned it. I'm the man shit, but bitch I can't stand shit. Stay making moves all across the Atlantic. Flow so cold, I can split that
make this
Titanic. Make my own wave, young killer, gigantic. Never letting up, won't let him breathe, I got him frantic. Never letting
Dude,
up,
it's like the Rust
pilot,
one.
they can't stand it. I've been on my grind, I want success, so I demand it. I've been with the smoking gun, but no one with the strain is. Look into my mind, and I'ma show you what this pain is. If you ain't been working with me, you must have a brain cyst. I flip my pain into a verse, I flip your ass into a hearse. I got you in my sights, some good advice, don't make it worse.
That shit hard.
I flip my pain into a verse. I flip your ass into a hearse. I got you in my sights. My best advice, don't make it worse.
Hey, that's got to be the closest to a freestyle we've actually had on the podcast. I mean, it's not a freestyle, but like, I was joking with him before we started. Like, there's never been somebody that like really freestyled on the podcast other than the 8-year-old at Polaris, and that, I mean, he's got some bars, but I wouldn't call it a freestyle.
Chicken wing, chicken wing.
What did he say? Do you remember?
I don't even remember what
He's like, I'm a baller like Kobe or something. Like it,
Oh, yeah,
it was
yeah.
like it didn't even rhyme. But I mean, hey, gotta respect the hustle. He just walked up to a mic and started spit. But no, yeah, I really fuck with that song.
Thank
That's-
you, bro.
That's
I do too.
fucking Titanic. And release date out for that, or do
Yeah,
you
no, October 14th. Yup.
October 4th? That's a fucking Halloween banger for you.
Yes, sir.
Go play that while you throw eggs at kids or whatever you do on Halloween.
Dressed
wish-
up as a fucking.
Whatever. I
Dress up
wish
as
I
an
could
egg.
do Halloween again, kind of, because like I didn't do it that much as a kid, and now I like that Halloween. That holiday was fun, and that we like are like excluded from it. It sucks. I think it's like a.
Still do it. Fuck it.
I think it's illegal in certain cities.
We old now, bro.
Yeah.
Just get some young, get our nieces, nephews, get our cousins. You know, just
we could do that. Wait, what?
brother-
I don't.
You got any
I
young
just
brothers?
had a nephew. Shout out Warren. My sister just had a baby. Isn't that insane?
Fuck,
That is
yeah,
crazy.
That's the shit.
I'm an uncle.
Yo.
Uncle Julian. popping up in the spot. Kids hate me though.
Really?
I had this one kid that was like bad. Like we were friends. Like when I was younger, I wasn't like this age hanging out with a kid, but like when I was like 9 or something, and he was like 4 years younger than me. Like he was my neighbor, and I used to hang out with him because it was a boring neighborhood, and I wanted to. Like he was always coming to my door asking to hang out and shit. So we would hang out, and that's like the only kid that's like wanted to be like friends with me or something. I feel like when I walk into a room with a baby, they're like, ooh, like they're like, what the fuck
Where'd
is
you
that?
get that?
Yeah, dude. But yeah, so my sister just had a baby. I don't know how I got on that.
Yeah.
But
We gotta get the kids out, go Halloween, you know, wouldn't be elite. We got the kids.
we were joking about turning him into a protege. Like if we took him at his like first birthday and like took him to
Have
like
him all
design
Scheuneman.
courses and
Got
shit.
the dude.
Just by the time he's 10, he's like fucking a little Virgil or something.
Be sweet.
R.I.P. Virgil, man.
That's terrible, dude.
Mad respect to
It's
Virgil.
really sad. I mean,
Have you guys seen the video of the guy? He like met him and he did the spray paint
on what?
on a shirt, on an off-white shirt.
Oh, so
He
it's like
spray
his
painted.
version of a signature.
Yeah,
Oh,
he did like a little X with like an arrow style like tips on the
sick.
X's.
Do you think he had the spray paint? Like, do you think Virgil had something ready, or do you think he came up to him? He was like, "I'm like your biggest fan. Can you sign this? I brought this." Like, who do you think supplied the supplies?
I don't know. He picked it up from the counter. It seemed like so.
Oh,
It was orange spray paint.
yeah, because you just said it's a video. I was wondering, like, did it get mailed to him, or did he just
no,
see him in
he
person?
like met him in person, like and
Sick, dude. And it's the crazy thing about that whole thing is like he knew he was gonna die for a while, and he just didn't say anything.
yeah.
I kind of respect it.
Yeah. Chadwick Boseman was on the same shit.
What?
Chadwick Boseman did the same thing.
Yeah. What's his name? The comedian. He's like a legendary comedian.
Norm Macdonald?
Yep.
Yup.
I always get that and Mark Norman
sad.
mixed up. But yeah, that he was hilarious,
Mm-hmm.
and they just don't say anything and just do their craft until they die.
Yeah, bro.
And I mean, I don't know if I could shut the fuck up about having like a terminal illness. I feel like I'd have to tell somebody. I mean, people knew.
Close people for sure.
Yeah, but he never. Yeah, I would probably do that. I'd tell close people and then not publicly announce it, because why not? But he was working like up to the end, because he had that.
Best way to do it, I guess, right? You want to live it.
Bro, and after fucking Seth MacFarlane has that space show called oh man, what's the name of this show? The Seth MacFarlane fucking space show where Norm Macdonald plays the green blob guy. They just dropped the new season of that post him being dead for a grip now, and like
shit.
he's just in it. They don't kill off the character. He's just in it.
He just doesn't say anything.
No, he does.
Oh, so they still have like he recorded for episodes that
Yeah,
have
bro.
okay.
They still have new Norm coming out, and it's just crazy to hear his voice now that he's dead.
Yeah.
Same with Gilbert Godfrey. I see clips of him on like saying goofy shit on Cameo or whatever the fuck, and I'm just
forget-
like, damn.
Sometimes I forget that he died, and that's like crazy because it's not that I've been like a huge fan of his, but that's a voice that I've heard in my whole life.
Literally, bro. From Iago to knowing him as an actual comedian.
Yeah, literally, and it's wild because that's like a big person, and like you never know how much like a celebrity that you don't even know but you're like a fan of, like you never know how much that's gonna like actually hit you. Because I mean, I didn't expect to be so affected by Virgil because obviously I respect everything he does, but like when that happened, I was like, damn, that's like terrible. Like that's sad. That's like bad for the industry. We don't get more art from him. Like we don't get him his vibe around anymore. Like
Vision is gone.
yeah, and that was fucked up. And then Juice took a while to hit me, but when it did, I was like, fuck, dude, like that sucks.
Yeah, Juice, bro. Yeah,
I wake up to all these. Like every time a
And Mac
celebrity dies,
Miller?
it's the first thing I see on my phone.
Yeah, bro. When Mac died.
bro, Mac Miller, bro.
DMX fucked me up when
And DMX, yeah.
when DMX died, bro.
Yeah,
a lot of
And Coolio just died
Yeah,
too, bro.
Coolio.
Like you guys know me, I'm like a huge '90s rap guy. Like,
Yeah.
that's my era for real that I pull mainly from, and fucking so just losing all these legends is so sad.
yeah, it's terrible. I mean, have you seen the DMX doc?
You know what? I haven't, which makes me sound like a fake fan. So
No. I mean,
But-
it really puts the nail in the coffin of like,
Have to watch
wow, that hurts.
Bro, there's a
Because he was like sober.
Oh yeah, bro. He went through the gauntlet. His life was crazy as fuck. He was sober at the end of it, bro. And then on his posthumous album, bro, there's a song with him and Griselda. That's so fucking good. And it's just like, damn, bro, like this really fucking sucks.
Addiction is a cold bitch.
Cold bitch, man. Got Mac, got Juice. Fucking X was a senseless murder. That one fucked me up real bad, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, it's terrible.
Yeah.
And I mean, we were talking about this recently, like P&B Rock.
Oh yeah.
Like that's fucking crazy. They tried to get little TJ. And the rumor is that it's like this militarized gang in LA. Like they all look for rappers and they're trained to just take and kill.
A 17-year-old kid was charged with the murder of P&B Rock.
Yeah. And his
Dad's
dad
on the
drove the
run.
fucking car.
Dad's on the run now. I think they're still trying to get him.
Yeah. It's crazy. A dad and a son went to go rob a rapper and killed him.
Yeah.
And then his dad's like, oh, I'm dipping.
Skirt, right.
It's fucked. I mean, dude, and for what? A chain?
Yeah, chain, whatever money. I
Whatever,
don't know,
yeah,
you
in
know,
his
whatever,
bag
whatever.
or whatever. Yeah.
And then,
Just out getting chicken and waffles, and his bitch happened to post the location, and they ran down.
and bro, like, I understand, like, it's really, people fight over it all the time, so I won't really say much about it, but, like, I will say, just imagine being, like, just assume she had no intention of any of that happening. I know there's rumors out there, but, like, imagine being her. There's millions of people telling you to kill yourself. And it's just like, I had no idea. And it's
Right, dude.
it's such a simple mistake, and it fucking costs you your life. It's
yeah.
and these people are. By the way, I think Marquise fixed the problem.
Yeah.
Oh, did I?
Yep.
So the camera would no. I mean, I'm so ADD today, bro.
The roundabout of it, because, you know, I've been here for a second, is fucking, so the camera would go in 4K for like 15 minutes, similar to like a Pixel 3, just based off of, you know what I mean, the base setting, so it doesn't overheat and shit. The camera doesn't actually get that hot, though, so it's been disabled for it to turn on.
Safety feature.
Yeah. So we've had this issue. I mean, the viewers know. Like it. Sometimes it'll cut off at an hour. Sometimes it'll be 20 minutes, and I literally took it to a photography place, and I was like, here, where I got the camera. I was like, here's what's happening. And they were like, that's weird as fuck. I have no idea why that would happen. And they thought maybe, hey, like, you haven't updated this camera yet, so let's do all those updates. I did that, and it happened after 16 minutes. And by the way, I think this is technically our first 4K video.
Fuck yeah.
I think we've been in
Milestones.
1080p, and then they were like, 4K might actually help. And so I was like, okay, I'll try it. But then it shut off, and Marquise was like, should I look up a video on how to fix it? And I was like, probably not, because the people at the photo place didn't even know what to do. And then he looks up a video, and 5 seconds later, he's like, try this. And I was like, that actually makes a lot of sense. And now we're going. So, yeah.
On the road again.
Hell yeah.
Shout out YouTube.
Shout out YouTube.
Can I ask what... By the way, if I ask a question and you don't want to like spill the beans and you want to keep it private, let me know. But can I ask what the title for the tape is?
Oh, it's called Cloudy Days.
Cloudy Days.
I like
All
that.
right.
Yeah.
fuck with
Well,
that.
so, okay, fucking context for that. I found this sample that I chopped up like crazy that I'm using for the intro. Let me, I'll find that bitch real fast. The cover I actually just got made. Oh, with fucking AI art, dude. I was just on like Dream AI.
Dude,
Typed in some shit. The perfect cover came up. Fuck it.
while you find it, I'll just say like the fact that you can sign up for a software that will make art from AI just off of like, you know, styles and then words you give it, it's insane. I've messed around with some of them, and the stuff that they do is like, not only does it look cool, but it's interesting because you're like, how the fuck did it do that?
Yeah, bro. Just blends a
random-ass
bunch of
picture.
concepts. The shit is fascinating.
Yeah.
Here's that. Oh, well, if it'll play, we'll go.
See why this was an inspiration for the page.
I'm making the best music of my life. feel me, bro?
Matt West.
On my Kanye shit. Kanye meets the Alchemist.
You are just a prayer away.
Oh, what the fuck,
feel
dude?
me?
Let's podcast to a beat. Marquise just starts. Little secret for the fans.
But yeah.
Marquise is actually a very good freestyler.
No, don't say that.
No, I know, but
Style on the podcast?
no. But we, as kids, we used to fuck around and freestyle all the time.
Oh yeah.
And Marquise has always been so much better at like rapping off the top of his head than I have.
I say a lot of goofy shit though. It's a
But,
gaming gun.
but what you'll do is, I mean, maybe Matt can relate. I don't know how often you just freestyle for fun, but like
Never.
sometimes I only get paid for my freestyles, bitch. No, but what Marquise will do, or I don't want to speak for you, but like it feels like he'll say some shit and maybe he's like finding his flow and some of it doesn't make sense, but then after like 10 seconds of just like kind of saying shit, it'll start forming into like a real rap and like a real freestyle. I'd be like, what the fuck, dude? I have to write everything. Because, I mean, we've talked about it a little bit on the Jack episode, but like, we used to think we were going to be rappers.
Right, yeah.
We used
yeah.
We used to, like, that was like the dream
we're
from
doing
the
it.
start. Yeah, we're like, we're going to make music one day. We still talk about it like, we could say fuck it and just like make a song one day.
I mean, one day we got to just try it. Just make
we'll
one.
release it under some like fake name and
Yeah,
like just see what
release.
happens to it.
You don't even have to do that. Just release it and don't even hype it up.
Just put y'all on a project.
Yeah, that would be funny. If anything, we could do like the interlude or something.
Exactly, that'd be great. The
That would
Scheuneman
actually-
interlude.
That would actually be sick if we did like an intro where it was like sounded like we were doing the podcast, but we're like introducing the album, like almost like
That'd be tight.
Yeah.
we
would
should
be
do
sick.
that, dude.
That'd be amazing.
Be sick.
Next
Yeah, I'm
project.
telling you, he's got a cool ass setup. We got to go over there and
Yeah, we could just. I don't know how we do it. I can't really do much off the top of the dome. We'll be like,
bro, I'm telling
Matt
you,
Demon's a real rapper that's blowing the fuck up right now.
I
We're
mean,
about to play his song on the radio, 106.7 Scheuneman. Like,
and that's when
Exactly.
that girl
The shoot.
voice can come in and it's like, her singing
yeah.
and shit, and then yeah, come on, man, I can already see it.
these fucking Saturday evenings at 107.5 Scheuneman Show. Just plays.
I don't think we could do that.
Drake did that, bro. He sampled to this his favorite radio station on it's like keep you safe and calm in the warm embrace of my storm. Something like that, bro. But it's fucking awesome.
By the way, since
That would be awesome.
this feels a little relevant, shout out to The Weeknd for having Jim Carrey on his album.
Yeah, that's
I was kind of sick.
phenomenal. Bro, Busta Rhymes got Chris Rock.
Okay, I see. Chris Rock's been on a couple albums, hasn't he? Or no?
Has he? Bro,
I think
maybe.
he has.
I mean, Mike Epps was sampled for Bad Meets
Who's
Evil
real
tape.
famous for it? Jamie Foxx or for with
Oh, Jamie Foxx
what-
is
I
in
don't mean
Kanye's
whatever.
graduation
Jamie Foxx.
album, right?
Yeah, bro. Jamie Foxx is just the precursor to Donald Glover in the sense of, I mean, I'm not trying to pit them against each other, and they're probably not going to see this, whatever. But
Shut up, they will. They watch.
that'd be tight. But Jamie Foxx is just like I said, the precursor to Donald Glover in the sense that he makes music, he's in films, he does like whatever the fuck, whenever the fuck, and executes it in a way that's been palatable for 20 plus years, give or take, something
He's been
like
relevant
that.
for a long time.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx is the shit, bro. And Donald Glover's the shit in the same exact vein. Like they're like,
Homie was a comedian.
yeah. Well, so is Jamie Foxx. He's got a
Yeah.
stand up on Netflix.
Yeah, it's.
Funny as fuck,
I don't think I've seen his stand up. That would be interesting.
bro. It's good. He has this one bit about he makes the microphone into his dick, and he's like, one bitch tap on the helmet, and he's hanging dong with the microphone, and he just goes.
If it's done right, it's great. But at the same time, we've all seen the dick mic trick.
He invented the dick mic.
Oh, maybe. Oh, okay. Wait, so this isn't a new special?
Oh
This
no,
is
that's
like-
everything's old as fuck.
Okay.
He hasn't. When's the last time he's done anything though?
He was in a movie called Day Shift on Netflix.
I heard
like
about
a
that.
month or so ago. I started watching it, but I can't beat you. I fell asleep
Yeah.
like 4 in the morning.
I've been two things. One, I did want to say like it's interesting because it's not like he's not good. Like he's kind of good at all things. Like no, he's like a
Except-
great actor.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen his stand up, but I'm sure he's hilarious. And then his work on the Kanye album was like perfect for that song. So it's like he does shit right.
Yup.
And then speaking of shows, I've been meaning to watch 2 shows. If either one of you guys have seen any of it, let me know. But first, is it called Intergalactic, the show that pairs with Kid Cudi's album?
Intergalactic, yeah. So it's just the E instead of I. I watched.
I'm stupid.
Netflix plays the little preview reel or whatever.
Yeah.
Low key, the animation looks kind of terrible.
Yeah, it
the
kinda looks
message of
choppy.
it. The message of it could be tight. You know what I mean? I'm probably still gonna watch it at some point. But I'm not real big into Kid Cudi. Honestly, I've always
Really?
felt,
I'm not a
felt
big
like Kid Cudi's pretty overrated for a long time.
I'm not a huge fan either, but I'll tell you, maybe my taste is trash, but his new album is kind of slap.
Which one?
It's called Intergalactic. So
I peeped it. Yeah, I can't judge it. I ain't heard it yet.
I'm pretty sure it's kind of just the soundtrack to the show, but
Yeah.
it's like there's songs on there like "Willing to Trust." I think that was one of their
I
singles.
still remember when fucking Day and Night came out and all that shit. When
I mean, Day and Night is a classic. Like, I'm not taking anything away from Kid Cudi. I just feel like he hasn't dropped anything that's really been like good for a grip. You know what I mean? I don't mean to be like.
No,
overtly
I get what
disrespectful.
you're saying. I don't. Usually, if somebody makes a song that's like really nice or really good or big or whatever you want to say, or viral, I'll like not to be like, oh, I'm this music connoisseur, but like I'll hear about it and I'll usually listen to it. And it's been a while since Kid Cudi made something to where I was like, oh, I gotta hear this.
Mm-hmm.
Like I listened to a bit of Kids See Ghosts, but like
Yeah, which is cool, kind of.
yeah, it was like all right.
It's tight for the most
But
part.
is Kanye done with music?
No. So okay, here's my thing with Kanye West, right? I really
Be careful. We were actually just sorry, but like we were just joking about how like, do we be careful what we say about Kanye or do we not? Like, cause it's like we technically work in the same industry as him.
what I'm gonna explain is the plot, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So I mean, Kanye West is a master plotter.
Yeah.
His whole running for presidency thing was just a thing with fucking the GA. Oh no, I don't want to say the name of the gang wrong. So Larry Hoover, right? Whatever gang that Larry Hoover is allegedly like with, his son, Larry Hoover's son is a lawyer. Fucking Kanye's whole run was to gain enough publicity to meet with Trump, and when he met with Trump, he talked about freeing him from prison. The whole thing is a setup to draw more attention and permanent eyes to Kanye West. Some people were really going to vote for Kanye. So now Kanye is in this crazy position to where some people really look at him like
He could be.
I mean, he's God, bro. Like, a lot of people look at Kanye crazy now. Like, mad people shit on him, but if you sit back and look at it and just detach from the media perspective, because media is bullshit. Too many people just see shit and they're like, oh yeah, this is opinion formulating material.
People who see Kanye West in person are gonna freak out positively.
Exactly. So fucking no, Kanye is crazy. In the best way possible, though.
He's so himself, but at the
Yeah.
same time plotting. Like, cause he's
Exactly.
he's smart, but he's very himself, and he will not filter the way he feels or thinks at all.
I mean, bro, since he stormed the stage to take the mic from Taylor Swift's hand, we've not much time has gone by with us hearing about Kanye West.
Yeah, I mean,
He's never going anywhere.
I think he'll be relevant for a very long time.
Yeah.
He's got too much hunger to let that not happen.
Exactly.
And can you imagine what a failing Kanye West would look like? That would be like he would not let it happen because not
No, he
only would
wouldn't,
it
bro.
make him look so like he's genius, but
Literally.
like it would make him look so bad and he would take it so bad that he will never let that happen.
See, there were points, if you watch Genius, you know what I mean, where he talks
Love
about
that show.
it's so
Or-
fucking good.
yeah,
bro.
it's really well done.
What's really inspiring to me is when the whole through the wire thing, right? Gets in that car crash, gets his mouth wired up, goes to Pharrell, shows him the song, Pharrell's bobbing his head. Kanye starts rapping the song and then opens up part of his face so
Yeah.
you can see the wiring, and Pharrell literally loses his fucking
he's like,
mind.
what? Like the drive it takes when he's probably in pain like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's just spitting his ass off.
Literally.
And
Didn't stop him.
I made a comparison. You can tell me if I'm wrong, but like Lil TJ kind of just did that. He got shot. You could argue that it's not as good of a song, but he recorded the music video in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
He got shot. I'm pretty sure the shot was pretty bad, and he made the song while recovering from that, and it was about that. So, I mean, I'm not. You can make an argument for like, oh yeah, well Kanye West has more talent or the song was better or whatever, but like it's very comparable. Like Lil TJ was on that same shit.
It's comparable in terms of context and scenario to a capacity, but it's not different in terms of like impact, right? Because to compare like and I love Lil TJ, but to compare him to Kanye, Amari West.
No, I agree.
Absurd, you know what I mean? But so with the whole thing with Lil TJ, a better comparison, in my opinion, is when the DOC got in a car accident and had to get a stoma. He released a few more things after that, you know what I mean, but ultimately fell off. I don't know. I don't think TJ's got a stoma. I think he's cool. But kind of like that, or like when 50 got shot and then came out and like still kept making music. It's a unfortunately reoccurring thing.
Yeah,
once a generation, we have a rapper that gets shot and lived,
and then make something out of it.
Exactly.
No, I totally agree with what you were saying. Like, I'm not trying to say like Lil TJ's career versus Kanye's career pretty similar. No, I mean I just mean like the fact that he had the drive to do that. Who knows? Maybe he was just trying to. He's like, oh, this will get a lot of publicity. But, like, I just thought when I heard the song, I was like, I mean, take some balls. Like, he recorded the fucking video while in the hospital bed.
Right, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, I like TJ a lot. Go as far as to say I love TJ music and shit. But I don't know. I mean, the label could have came to him as well and been like, yo, you're hot as fuck right now. And if you're okay, then, like, let's do this right now. We need to capitalize to get this money. So, because, I mean, the song won't drop without the label's approval anyway. So the label definitely probably facilitated the whole fucking thing. Because you got to sign waivers to record like that in hospitals and anything anyway.
Labels disgust me, dude.
I get a lot of why things are the way they are, just because I've been so into the shits for a while in terms of like knowing as much as I possibly can.
But isn't the label head gonna always make like 3 times as much as the artist? Like he's always
depends on your deal.
And I know, but like they'll do shit like, "Hey, we're gonna take." I just caught myself. I'm literally using a line that I heard from another podcast, but like it's so true. They'll be like, "Hey, we're going to get you a private jet to your next concert. How about that?" And they'll be like, "Oh, sweet." But then they end up paying for the private jet. It comes out of their bonuses or comes out of the money that they get back. They'll write it off they'll write fucking bonuses off as an expense. And like, just to preface, like this is not, I heard this from fucking Louis C.K., I think. And I just thought it was such a good point and it makes sense to say. So this is not my words. But yeah. That's it. I knew labels do shit like that, so I referenced it, and it's just like that's kind of fucked because some of them will really just try and drain your money.
I mean, they will, right? So if you're somebody that's like in my position or in the bulk of artists' positions, right, you typically don't have a fuck ton of money. Even if you sell drugs and shit, you don't have label competition money for the most part, unless you like run Chicago, which power to you, man. But fucking. So I don't know, man. I was offered a 360 deal from Sony Red when I was 18, and I turned it down because a 360 deal is like what Uzi signed to initially. They make their money back and then some. So that's cuts out of my merch. That's cuts out of my everything, everything possible, right? So it's just...
You wouldn't walk away from it with much?
Exactly. Oh, well, I mean, so like I'd have been famous right now. Like right now I'd have been like where I want to be. But I wouldn't be at the same time, right? Because like now I've really honed in on my sound and shit, and what I'm doing is a lot better than what I would have been doing had I agreed to that.
Yeah, you can maximize more on your potential if you gave yourself time and believed in yourself.
It always just takes time, man. You got to give it time. You'll get your shot eventually if you keep getting better.
I mean, once again, to state Joe Rogan, like he said one time, like, the more work you put in, the more success you'll get back. Yep. So if you truly just bust your ass at your craft and you just keep doing everything you can, it'll happen. Yeah. It might take a long time, but it'll happen.
Exactly.
And so, I mean, that's why I love having artists on, because, like, we're on the same path.
Yeah.
Like, it's to outside people, it may be like it's a completely different field, but, like, in reality, we're all doing the same thing. We're busting our ass to be seen, respected, and valued, and to get some fucking props back from that, and also to create art.
Yeah.
And so we're like all just hustlers. So like it's just cool to. And plus, I mean, like I said, we've always wanted to be fucking musicians.
Yeah.
Kind of works out.
It's cool that we can
used to play
attach
the
things
trumpet.
like that to the brand.
Fuck
What?
yeah. Might take you
I
up on
played the
that.
trumpet for a little bit.
I played the clarinet.
Oh, hey.
Have to sample y'all going crazy, put it in the beat.
Dude, I sucked at the clarinet, dude. That was just an easy class. Homie was like, literally the teacher walked up to me at one point and was like, if you just show up, I'll get you through the class. There was a concert we went to where I literally was just thumbing holes. Like I was just, like, I was not blowing or anything. And like, I just got through it. But yeah, I played the clarinet. Fun fact. But
I've
all
always
right.
wanted to learn the guitar. That'd be fun.
That
I
would be
did
fun.
too, but I don't have the fucking. I couldn't. I remember when Bob played the guitar for a minute. You remember that?
Ron still does.
He used to jam out with the amp. Like he used to have all these guitars, and it's crazy. I mean, he was pretty good.
Oh, yeah, I do remember. He hung them on his wall and shit.
Yeah,
Jet
nice
plays
guitars too.
Jet's crazy on the guitar.
Yeah, dude. Shout out Jet Smith, right?
Yep, you got it.
All right, there's one story that I do really want to tell. Another little Marquise and I adventure. So we got back from Florida, and what was it, like 2 days after getting back, we linked up. You know what I'm talking about, Marquise? So we linked up, and we were like, hey, let's hang out. Like, let's try and do something fun because we're missing Florida and shit.
Oh.
And so we started hanging out, and then Marquise was like, hey, bro, Doobie just posted.
Oh, yeah. I
Doobie
remember
just
this.
posted that he is doing another ticket scavenger hunt, and he like put these 2 tickets at Polaris. And I was like, oh, really? When was that? And he was like an hour ago. And I was like, we could check it out. I doubt it'll be there, but like we could check it out. And so we were gonna like go to Condado's and get drinks, but then we're like, oh, let's just go to Polaris first. And we drive to Polaris, walk into the store that it was supposed to be at, and we're just kind of looking around. They got some cool shoes and shit. I need shoes, by the way. If any of you viewers love me enough to send me some shoes, no, but
You have a P.O. box or something.
yeah, I know. But so we were looking at shoes and shit, and I was like, fuck it, I'll look. Because it's kind of embarrassing at first. You're like, are they here?
Where are they at?
Yeah, and so, and I'm sure they're like, if they know the shit's there, they're like watching people like, oh, I bet this motherfucker's looking for tickets.
Yeah.
And so like, I subtly just walked up and I was like,
I creeped away.
I was like, the ticket's still here? And he's like, go check. And I was like, all right. So I just lifted up the place, like the cushion that it was under, and they were there. And so we got 2 tickets, and I was like, oh, that's sick. And so I walk over to Marquise, and there's, I mean, you can tell if you want, but.
Fucking, well, I just hop on Instagram.
Oh, no. Well, there was that lady that that thought you worked there.
Oh, no, I creeped away, right? And so the store, like, it kind of looped around, so there's another selection of shoes. And I'm over there just pretending. I mean, I was really looking, but, like, pretending that I was going to, like, okay, window shopping. Look, yeah, I can say that. But fucking.
Trying to blend in.
Yeah, blend in. And this lady fucking walks up and she just starts asking me. She's like, so where do these shoes come from? Like, how do they get their shoes? And I'm just like having a normal conversation with her. Like, I'm like, I don't know. Like, they probably buy them off of people and then, you know, resell them and all this stuff, like from other stores.
It would have been
And
funny
then-
to like look her dead in the eye and be like, I think they fucking skin humans and make like or something like that.
Like, you make them now, you get killed.
Yeah, like because she was with her little kid or something.
But she asked me something else about the shoe, and I really didn't have an answer for it. And then she's like, so, like, do you work here? And I'm like,
No.
nah, bro, I don't even work here, dude.
I'm just trying to get some concert tickets, dog. But yeah, so that happened, and then we're like, oh, it was kind of fun because I don't know about you, but like I've never really won a competition or like a hunt or something. Like
I did
you know,
that
how, like
skating thing with.
yeah,
old
I mean,
school.
I'm a fucking degenerate, so it's probably just me. But like, I've like, I don't know, like this may be a bad example, but like when there's the Easter egg hunt and it's like who can get the most eggs, I'm not the guy that usually gets the most eggs. So it felt like, oh, like this is cool. Like I just won the scavenger.
Julian's the
hunt.
guy to lay back with a knife and shake him.
Stealing the fucking eggs from me. Ooh, you got
just my
10?
eggs.
But so I was just kind of hyped about that, and especially because I was kind of in the dumps because going from Florida to like borderline winter kind of sucked. But so I was like hype about that, and then we like Doobie was like, "Hey, post when you get them," and so we posted the tickets and like tagged them, and I did this funny little thing. I was like, "How can I get some kind of publicity for my company while doing this?" And I was like, I'm not gonna post the tickets on the Scheuneman brand story. That would be unprofessional. Oh, so I like posted it and then I tagged Scheuneman brand in the corner and then I was like, Doobie got the tickets or whatever I said. And so then he reposted that.
Nice.
And then so you can't click it, but you see Scheuneman brand just link right there. And I was like, that's something. And so we got those tickets and then he posted again like 10 minutes later and was like, at Tuttle, go find the tickets. And we're like, me and Marquise looked at each other like, should we go get more tickets? And we were like, yeah, fuck it. And so we drove to Tuttle, nabbed those two.
Yup.
And we were like, fuck, we're 2 for 2. And like we have 4 tickets. And so we found those and fucking posted them again. And it was funny because he posted that, but I think he messed up because he like accidentally reposted the first time we got the tickets. So he posted us, both me and Marquise with the tickets. He posted that 2 times. And then he realized that we were the same people that got the other tickets. And then he posted the new one again.
Because at that time I was like, oh, that's a good ass idea for promoting the brand, and I did it. And
you did it on the second one?
Yeah, on the second
Fuck
one.
yeah.
Dad. I mean, I don't know what
Didn't
it
post
did, but
it.
fuck it.
Well, you just reposted
Have
the
y'all
same.
tried or thought about tapping in with SCFMG to get Doobie on here?
No, we
I
haven't.
don't know. We could try that, but I mean, from what I understand, his manager is very protective over. Well, Highlight, right?
Dude, we went to the movies one time and he was sitting there.
Yeah, we
watching
saw
the same
Highlight
movie.
at fucking.
It was
X.
dead as fuck.
That's
too.
crazy. So I used to know this producer. Well, I still know him, right?
Nobody
It's
was
my
like-
guy LJ. He was tight with Highlight's sister, I guess. And then, some unfortunate business went down with his sister or whatever. Nothing involving LJ, just something sad that it ain't my business to share or whatever.
Yeah.
But fucking, yeah, so it's like, I know LJ who knew her, right, and knows Highlight. I know Latrell, who has shot video shit for them.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know Wise, my homie Wise, who was fucking like done a song with Crash and fucking Doobie. And
Crash is
it's like,
sweet.
holds
I
up.
fuck with
I haven't heard a lot of Crash's music, but some of the songs I've heard are really
Yeah,
good. They should
talented
respect
guys.
Crash a little more.
And Swan too, bro. Fucking all those dudes are dope. But yeah, and fucking Armani or Fat Boy, if you know him, bro, he did some shit or he knows him or something. I think my brother John knows him, bro. So it's just like I'm mad tapped in with them, but they have no idea who the fuck I am. So I'm trying to get on that.
I mean, that would. I could take a shot. I mean, right now, obviously, I like to have guests on. Those episodes usually do pretty well, but it's kind of like what you did with like turning down the record label, but not really. Like we're just trying to get as good at this as we can.
Yeah.
And then once the brand gets big, it just happen naturally.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
I
we'll
get
be
that.
ready to take on these guests. And I hate to be an asshole, but you might just want to bring the. I
valid.
just don't want all your shit to get like quiet or something.
For sure.
It looked fine, but I just want to make sure. But yeah, like for example, KB Films.
Yeah.
I could get him on, but I would be willing to do it now. But when I messaged him about it, I wasn't too comfortable about it. It was before we even had the video.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, that's just an example of like I could probably get some pretty cool people on. It's just like a matter of like, all right, how clean do we want to have it like mastered before we bring in like a real person? I mean, not a real person. That's the wrong way to say it. Like try and go reach out to somebody that we don't even know. And,
Yeah.
like, bring them in fresh. So I've been toying with that in my head. I'm kind of thinking probably when this collection that we've been working really hard on, when that comes out, which I'm so excited for.
Yeah, me too.
When that comes out, we'll probably start doing more of that. Because, I mean, both Marquise and I feel like we've gotten so much better at doing this. Like, it used to feel like I had to, like, I try. I mean, I have to try, but like
you always
it
gotta
feels
set
more
the mood,
natural.
but
Yeah, it's like sometimes I'd have to like be in a certain mood, or if I was in a certain mood, I wouldn't feel comfortable doing it, or I mean, just like feeling comfortable talking for hours. But now it just feels natural.
Good, bro. Fuck yeah. It's all about getting better over time.
Exactly. Like the first episode, it sucks because it has the most views, but I'm like, that was the first one we ever did. And so I'm worried that like people listen to that and be like, oh, that's funny. And then they just never tune back in. But like, you don't have to go chronological order. You could start at the fucking new shit because we've gotten.
well, I mean,
lot better.
it
Yeah.
that word.
Yeah.
But
Like they recirculate, like the fucking, like they come on. It's not like when they get on our brand, it's the first video. Like all of our shit's
no,
all.
I know, but I feel like some people who knew us and were like, "Oh, they have a podcast." They just watched the first episode and then they were like, "Oh, okay, that's what it is."
Yeah.
But now it's something completely new.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But maybe we'll reach out to. I mean, that's the thing. Like getting a hold of those people, even at Doobie's level. I mean, he's decently big, but he's not huge. But getting a hold of any of those people is incredibly hard. Sometimes to do stuff like this, because like I could imagine Highlight being like, "No, your time's more like worth more than that," or
Right.
And plus, I'd probably need to pay them.
I mean, if you just have Doobie on, offer to give him like a rack, you might do it.
Yeah, I mean, shit, it'll be something to chew on for a little bit. I wouldn't hate bringing KB Films on soon because I've watched that dude come up for a while now, and he does pretty good work. Like, I mean, I don't see every Columbus videographer, but like from what I've seen, it seems like he really puts a lot of attention into what he does. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, so it's wild. It's just been wild on the come up. And, fuck, let me look into my notes for a second. Is there anything we missed about Tampa? We were like tired as fuck.
Oh shit! I don't even know what we fully went over.
How many songs on the tape? You know?
8.
8.
So it's my
Got
biggest
8
project thus far.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
A strong 8.
Dude, I remember seeing like flyers for Uber when I
Yeah,
went to
bro.
school. Like that shit was like Columbus viral.
It really was, bro. Yeah, Uber gets around. People still listen to Uber, which blows my fucking mind because I
It'll
hate
come on
it.
shuffle. I mean, I understand why like listening to your old stuff would fuck with you, but I mean that was a good piece of art.
I mean, thank you. I mean, I still appreciate it. Like, I still take the compliment where I can get it. I just fucking, like, compared to the shit I've played just while I've been, like, chilling here with y'all, bro, like, it's in a different realm. I mean, the first half of Uber was ghost written because I made that song with a label. You know what I mean? So it's something I came into that they had worked on for me because, like, Blue Vol set it up for me, right? So fucking,
Shout out Blue Vol.
literally,
Real.
bro. He fucking put me on like crazy.
I'm listening. I'm sorry.
Ooh, the pink elf. Ooh.
Ooh.
Brought to you by Elf
Stole this
Bar.
from a cute girl.
Jesus.
But well, yeah, no. So Blue Vol helped you put together that.
He formed that connection on my behalf, yeah. And the guy, was like, fucking, what do you know about him? Tell me a few things. Fucking uses Uber a lot. And I still do. I said that in my first episode. Uber's still my primary means of transportation. I do not give a fuck. So, I mean, yeah, that's literally how Uber came together. It was a brief conversation, and then I showed up. I wrote the second half of the song, which I like more than the first half, in my opinion, whatever.
I'll have to listen knowing this now. And
Yeah, bro. The dichotomy of the song is interesting. Like, it's cool whenever it comes up, right? Because that one does have a bit of a story behind it. Everything else is just like, yeah, I was like, like Priceless came together in a day's time. Fucking, I wrote the verse. I FaceTimed Tay, did it for him. He freaked the fuck out. I called Jet. He came over. And then I hit up my producer to see if he was free for a spontaneous session. And he was.
Sick.
So,
All
yeah.
the place.
Yeah, literally, bro.
Priceless.
Priceless came together so fast.
What was the longest song that it took you to finish?
Titanic.
Really?
by far. Yeah, dude, because I'm doing everything myself now. I mean, you got to think, bro. I'm making all the beats, and I'm making sure everything sounds as good as I can possibly fucking make it with the equipment that I have.
Hell yeah.
So fucking just the mixing and mastering. I mean, I did everything on that song. It sounds good because I made it sound good.
So do you think it took super long because you A, took your time, or B, because of just it was a hard song to make, or C, both, or?
I mean, the writing, it came together pretty fast. What the biggest issue was just, you know what I mean, my main man, Drewski, moved out to, he's in Atlanta now, right? And he'd been my engineer for, I mean, since I started doing music. So, like, he's been with me the whole time. I was recording at his place in his basement studio, which was still nice as fuck.
I was gonna say I think I've been to Drew's.
Yeah, you came through, take some pictures one time. And yeah, he moved to Atlanta, so that really made me have to sit back and hone in on my skills, you know what I mean? I had to become a producer out of necessity. I had to fucking figure out how to start mixing and mastering shit. I had to figure out everything possible that goes into making a track so that I could fucking provide everybody with cloudy days.
Yeah. I mean that'll only make you stronger as an artist. Like going through learning curves and like honing in your craft, adding to your Rolodex, like it's just gonna it's a great investment to make because you're investing in yourself, and there's no way to fail. I mean, you're just how to do what you want to do even better now. So.
Right, bro. My 10,000 hours has been put in for sure.
Yeah,
like,
I mean that's the crazy thing. Like the whole rule of like, what is it, 10,000 hours, and then you can consider yourself a expert or
proficient at something.
Yeah. It's just like a certain word. Like it literally means like mastery, I think.
Oh yeah. You might be right.
So I put in. I don't know if I've hit my 10,000 hours, but I'm getting close because there was a time where I've talked about it a little bit, but like on the stuff that's coming up that we'll fill people in on at a later date. I spent months in my house doing that. Like I didn't really leave.
Yeah.
And it was just. It felt really good. Like at the time, it was like, holy shit. Like we're doing so much. But it's like, I put in like as much possible time as I could. Like I didn't make time I stopped working. I stopped seeing people. Like I just stayed at home and worked on it. And I mean, I'm not saying like that's my only time of stuff like that, but like, that's just like I'm constantly trying to learn more and then added on to that. Some days or some months I'll spend inside just working on something.
That's how you got to do it, bro. I mean, isolation is very helpful in terms of getting shit done. Like fucking, that's pretty much the bulk of what I do. You know what I mean? Like especially when I was in high school getting started with music and like the whole Matt Damon thing. I fucking like just kind of stopped going out and would just sit in my mom's and spend all my money on different music equipment trying to figure out what I liked sounding on, what effects I could use, whatever. Yeah. So the me doing the whole thing top to bottom has been in the works for a long time. It's just now that I'm like, you know, making the beats and the beats are fucking heat that it's everything's just falling into place.
That's a whole new piece.
Yeah, bro.
I gotta ask. I don't think I asked this last time, but when I tell people like, hey, go listen to Matt, and then like, I'm like, yeah, his name's Matt Damon. Sometimes people are like, is that because of Matt Damon?
Yeah, I always get that.
So I want to know what inspired that name.
All right. So, no. First of all, no.
I usually say I don't.
If I could sue Matt Damon, I would, but he did it first. Fuck Matt Damon.
Well, I mean, do you think that's his real name or his?
I don't even care, bro. Fucking, he steals all my Google searches. It's a lot harder to look me up on anything that's not fucking Spotify or Apple Music.
Apple Music, sometimes there's this guy, I forget who it is, but if you look up the name is Matt Damon or Matt the Demon.
So my name's Matt Damon, right? There's a guy in Russia named Matt Damon who I don't think makes anything anymore. Then there's a dubstep producer with the same moniker, but I'm more active than both of them.
I think I accidentally sometimes put in Matt the Demon, or I think maybe it is Matt Demon. I don't know, but sometimes this random dude will pop up, and I'm like, no, not that dude. But yeah. So sorry, what was it like? It was just a play on your name, or?
No. So, okay, I was a part of an esports team because I'm low-key good as fuck at a lot of video games. I was on an esports team when I was in high school. We were called Miracle Esports, and I was like the YouTube guy, right? So just, you know, edgy, funny, whatever. I'm young as fuck making YouTube videos, playing games with the homies. and I was Miracle Demon, right, was my call sign. So eventually, dudes started going on, or like the org leader, you know what I mean, to be professional about it, fucking went off to college. And things kind of got slowed up. They formed a new thing, right, but I wasn't really in it because they had a bigger YouTube guy. So I was like, all right, well, I've got a bit of a fan base built up on YouTube now. I've got like 300 subs or whatever the fuck. I'll just drop the Miracle, switch it to Matt, and run from there.
So you pivoted from streaming, like you playing games, to making music with Mad Demon instead of Miracle Demon.
Exactly, yeah. I was a YouTuber for a grip.
So what games would you typically be playing, and are you talking, or are you just showing?
I'm there. I'm there for a lot of it. You can see me. I did a whole playthrough of Outlast that's been vaulted. All this shit's been vaulted by now, right?
I was gonna say, can anybody see this?
Fuck no, baby.
I would actually watch, like, you had mentioned before we started recording that you used to YouTube.
Yup.
I was like, oh, I didn't know that. And now knowing, like, you're talking and playing it, I would literally, like, tonight watch you play Outlast.
Bro, I did a whole playthrough of the full game. We played, Halo, Call of Duty, and shit. Before I was on the esports team, I would actually go to local LAN events and, like, make money playing Halo. I'm nice as fuck. I got a pretty good history with video games, but that's really where the whole Matt Demon thing came from, is just, can you be the YouTube guy? Can you fucking, be yourself on cam and play games and what have you? And I just started doing that. Then I had to pivot and got tired of doing YouTube because, fuck YouTube largely in part. Music. Never looked back.
So when you started playing games, you had no idea that you were going to go into music from there?
Well, when I was in middle school, I was in a two-man. We were a dubstep screamo band that never made any music or dropped any music, called Red Noise. It was me and my buddy Seth. And
so you had the ideas sketched out, but you never made anything?
Exactly, yeah.
It's like a TBFW.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, so I fucking, when I came back to the music idea, I had a bit of a foot to stand on just in terms of knowing what I wanted to do. And fucking, you got dudes like Lil Pump and whoever making rap music in the SoundCloud era was really inspiring in how bad a lot of the shit was. So I was like, I can fucking do this.
Yeah.
And then 5, almost 6 years later, here we are.
It's wild.
Demon.
You dig?
Yeah, shout out Matt
The
Demon.
origin story. Make my biopic.
I can't believe we didn't talk about that last time. I don't know how it didn't come up. I think we were just kind of focused on promoting your tape that was coming out soon.
Yeah, homebrew.
Are you happy with how that project came out?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
I have some songs saved on there from that.
Bro, Don Dada from Niles is a fucking amazing. Tay's song is doing really well. A lot of people really like that one. My song is really good, bro. Jet's song is
I
just
think I
like
have Don
vibey.
Dada saved.
It's fucking, bro. There's some good shit out there, bro. My discography getting pretty packed with some good stuff.
If you're willing, this is funny, but like, if you give me more of a heads, I was in the middle of crafting this collection that's coming out soon when I did the album cover.
Yeah.
So I did genuinely put like thought and time into it, but
And the cover's dope.
if I had more time, I feel like I could make you more like a completely different kind of thing. But yeah, no. The one thing I do want to say, just as a little peek onto like the behind the scenes, it got a little warped. This might be my fault, but like when you put it into the Apple Music, the houses get a little bit stretched, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah, bro.
But
Damn it, Julian.
what? I maybe I should have put it in a different format or something. I don't know.
You got to make it in 5,000 by 5,000.
Yeah, I know how to do that now. Learned a lot, but
Oh yeah. That's what it's
we
all
haven't
about.
talked about that, have we?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so
I was cool with it.
I like it. I've just that's the one thing I would say is, but like I was in a time crunch, and then also the pictures, but like I still stand by it. I like it. I love seeing it on Apple Music. Like, oh, that's
Right,
sick.
bro.
And I appreciate you with that opportunity. Like I've always wanted
course.
to do something like that.
Yeah, bro.
But just as a
dope.
quick little like I think the reason it's been a while since I thought about it, but like kind of what I was doing is like obviously it's a play on the fact that the album's called Home Brew, but then like the fucking houses are. I found this house that was like torn the fuck down. Like it was like, and I guess what I was thinking is like it would be cool if it's like, oh yeah, like when you hear home, you're thinking like some homey, peaceful place that you can like relax and lay your head down at. But then this home is like torn the fuck up.
There was a meth explosion.
I mean, dude, when I went in that house, it took me a couple tries to be comfortable with
He
it.
threw something and it fucking hit the ground and the whole fucking house shook, bro.
You gotta
It was-
explain a little bit first. This house was like falling apart, and I took pictures of the outside on this like muddy ass day. And by the way, a little fun fact: I parked across the street to take the pictures.
One of the busiest roads to fucking cross over.
Really?
That too, but yeah, it was on 23, and so there was that. But when I parked, I was driving my dad's BMW because my car was in the shop. And before you get all in your pants about a BMW, this thing's like worth $500. But I parked, and this guy comes out of his bar that I parked at, and he's like, he points at this like dent in one of the walls, and he's like, "You do that?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Last week you was here." And I was like, "No, I did not do that." And he's like, "Huh." And he starts walking around my car and like looking at it to see if there's paint on it or anything or a dent. And I'm like, "Dude, I didn't fucking hit your wall. Chill the fuck out."
Right.
And so that was weird, but
Well, thank you.
no, it was fun, dude. I went across the street and I started taking pictures of the outside, and then I realized I could get inside, and I was like, "Oh, that'd be awesome." And so I start looking in, and I see like it was like clearly red paint, but it was like handprints all over the wall and fucking weird shit. It looked like it could have like animals or crackheads in it. So I
Yeah.
was like, I want to go in there so bad, but I should probably call Marquise to come with me. And so I like took those pictures, left, I think worked for a little bit, and then came back with Marquise, and we walked in there. Well, actually, when Marquise pulled up, I had already been in there waiting for him because I was like, fuck it, I'm doing this. And then Marquise pulls up, and he walks in, and we're like he said, we're like fucking around in all the rooms, looking around. Like it looked cool because I've always liked exploring abandoned shit.
Yeah, it was fun, dude.
But there was this kitchen, and it had like holes in the tiles that you could see through the floors into the basement, and like the foundation was all fucked up. So I forget. I think I found like a cinder block, and I like threw it on this like the counter or something, and it like flopped off the counter and fell on the floor.
Jesus.
And it all shook. Like it felt like we would fall through.
It was
I was
horrible.
like, "Oh, not do that again."
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's like one picture from the inside. I think it's like that spray paint lines on the tile for the album cover. I mean, but yeah, it was fun to do that. So,
Fuck yeah.
but yeah, I've learned a lot. So I could do some crazier shit if I have some time for it. So, but I think you were telling me the album cover that the single cover you already have picked out for Titanic. That's sick.
Yeah, bro. Fucking.
Yeah, so that's decided. That's what it's gonna be.
Yeah, bro.
So if it's like if you don't feel like answering, it's all good. But like, how does it go getting the right to that art?
So with it being AI generated art.
Oh yeah, fuck.
Right. It's like
I totally forgot.
I did buy it, so I'm pretty sure I'm cool.
No, like when you get, I know what you're talking about. When you use those softwares that make AI art, you have rights to it because it's never been made before.
Exactly.
So I don't. Did we talk about this on the pod? Like, there's these apps that are like, you put in like a style of art you want, and then a couple of words or a sentence, and then it will comb through the entire internet and learn whatever it can from those words, and then make art based on what it learned, pretty much. And I have some. It's fucking insane.
It's cool as fuck, bro.
Yeah, and
it's
you're
like,
good,
yeah.
by the way. We looked into it because we were thinking about messing around with that with some upcoming stuff, and you have total rights to it because it's never been seen before. Like, it's fresh art that you have rights to because you pay for that service. But yeah, it's funny. Both of our lock screens are AI art.
Bro, my home screen's AI too, bro.
Is my phone on? Maybe I can show you. It's
Got
pretty.
it. Let me see here. I screenshot a bunch of shit, bro.
My phone's constantly dead.
Like this.
What did you type in for that?
Death God or something.
Oh my!
And it's just a giant fucking mech robot fucker. Fuck, there's that.
That's sick. You'll have to tell me what app you used because I definitely use a different app. But dude, there was one time it like made some.
Yeah, no, this shit is crazy as fuck, bro.
It made some like sad ass picture,
Holy
and it just looked
shit.
really creepy. And I was like, holy shit! I bet if we put in like a scary word, it'll probably come up with some dark shit. And so we tried to put in like gothic art style for murder, and it was like, we cannot show you these like results, because pretty much if you just let the AI go wild and don't censor it, it'll make like fucked up shit.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Imagine tripping off of something and just going on to there.
Dude.
I put fucking into mine and it pulled up nothing.
Really?
Yeah, I can't,
dude.
couldn't use fucking.
You can't do
Use
murder,
naked
and I don't
or
think you can
something.
do sex.
Bro, sex, naked, fucking, banging.
Use skin. I don't know.
Skin? What the
Bear
fuck?
skin.
Human skin.
Ew. It's just like a fucking chair
Right.
made out of human skin.
Oh my
Shout out Ed Gein. But all right. What time are we at? 'Cause I have
135, my boy.
I bet. Final story. This one's good, and I think we've told it before, but I just love it so much, and I don't think, like we were talking about earlier, I think I've gotten better at doing this, so I want to tell it again better. But this is a story about a time I had to go pick up a prototype from the Okay. So it all started, we were getting these prototypes for our first collection, and the first time we're getting prototypes, it's so exciting. Like we want to see it as soon as we possibly can.
Right.
And with the value of these prototypes, you have to sign to get the packages. And I would wait at the house like all day if I had to just sign for it. And so one day I was waiting, and it was like, I woke up at like 10. I waited till like 1 or something. And I was like, all right, I'm going to go get Wendy's down the street, and I'll be right back. Go to get Wendy's, come back. There's a note on the door, and it's like, we can't deliver this package because blah, 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 needs signature. It'll be here. I was like, what the fuck? I was like pissed that I missed it. And then I look up the address of where they're bringing it to, and it's like in Marion.
The fuck?
So I live in Delaware, so it was like an hour from me. And I was like, oh, fuck, I guess I'll do that. I guess I'm not working today. And so I like went to go drive to Marion with Marquise to pick up this prototype. And we drive all the way out there. And, I mean, we passed like a prison. Like we were in the country, just like fields and fields. And at this time, like the sun's starting to set. And so we pull up to this UPS like shipping facility, and we get there, and I like go in to talk to somebody. I'm like, hey, I'm here to pick up this package. Here's the note and all that. And they're like, oh, okay. And they start checking on the computer. They're like, oh, so that isn't going to be here for like another hour.
Jesus.
So pretty much it's long enough to where it sucks to wait that long, but it's also not long enough for me to feel like I can go home and then come back. So I'm like, fuck. Like, what do I do? And we ended up just waiting there because I didn't feel like driving back out, and I was like, I want this.
Right.
And so me and Marquise just wait there in the car, listen to music, talking. At one point I have to pee. And so I like go sneak behind a UPS truck and pee on its tire. Because we're in the middle of nowhere, and the only building is this fucking UPS facility. And it's getting dark and cold, I think. And so we're just hanging in the car, and then we see the truck pull up, and I'm like, fuck yeah. And I like run up in there, and I'm like, hey, is it here? And they're like, yeah, I just pulled up. And the guy literally like didn't even park his truck fully. He like hops out to give me the package. He's like, I heard you've been waiting or something. And I was like, yeah, dude. I told him about the time I literally found the UPS truck leaving my house after I'd missed it another time. And I literally followed him to where he went, and luckily he was in town. And as he was pulling in, he was like, hey. And I was like, hey, I have a package on your truck. And he just gave it to me. But so I told him about that. He's like, oh, that's funny. And so he gives me the package, and I'm like fucking psyched about it because I've been waiting. And so I get in the car, and my car's like parked in the middle of the driveway for all these trucks to drop off at. And so I'm like blocking everybody, but I'm trying to open this box, and it's just like scotch taped the fuck up, and I can't get into it. It's got like plastic wrap around it. Takes me like 5 minutes to get into it. I'm getting honked at. And I'm like, all right, fuck yeah. And I ruffle through them, and I find like the one I was looking for, pull it out, start driving, and so I'm like, as I'm driving out of the facility, I'm like taking it out of the packaging and trying to put it on, and I'm like slowly putting it on and like driving, and I get down this country road, and it's nighttime, and like nobody's out. And so I'm like putting it on, I have it on, and I start like looking at like myself in it and like looking at details because I need to know what we need to fix for like the production order because it's the first prototype. And so I was just paying attention to all these details. I noticed something and I'm like hyper focused on it, and I'm like, okay, what do I need to do for that? And I'm like looking at my arm. And at this time we're just driving down this country road. It's dark. I have my lights on, but you can't see much, and there's this stop sign. And I'm like, I see it approaching. I'm like, we're good. It's just a 4-way stop. And I'm like looking at my arm. I blow the stop sign. Marquise is like, damn, you just blew a stop sign. I was like, it's fine. I look forward, and the road ends.
It's just a field, bro. That dips down.
It's like into a ditch, and I'm going like 60. And so I drove off the ditch. All wheels left the ground.
Yeah.
Like I just went and fucking drove into a ditch. There's a truck behind me that saw the whole thing. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And I like whipped the car immediately back onto the road. But like I'm telling you, like it was like this much of an incline for a good bit. And so my car left the ground. I had to drive back up the hill. The whole time I'm just saying nothing. I'm like, fuck, Marquise is going to hate me, dude. I almost just killed us both.
Bro, we flew off the fuck.
We were off the road. Like, the road just ended. It was like left or right, and I went straight. And so we got lucky as fuck. Like, there was
a pole, literally. Like, you could see, there's a pole over there, too. Like,
yeah, and so I felt terrible. I was like, I'm so sorry.
I almost killed us. Fuck.
Yeah, and then I just drove back on the road, and I'm like, is my car okay? Okay, it's okay. My car was fine. I'm just driving, and Marquise is like, bro. I was like, I'm so sorry, dude. And I was just mad at myself, and I was also still focused about the sweatshirt.
Right.
bro,
so
he blows a stop sign, bro, and then we just fly.
Just fucking left the floor. And so I was just like we didn't say anything for like 20 minutes after that.
Yeah, how could you, bro?
I was like, I'm so sorry, dude.
Both reflecting on your lives, like, oh my
What
god.
if it was like a quarry or like water or...
Thank you, God. Like, literally, that's
Thank
all I
you,
have to
God.
say. Like, we could have died.
Yeah.
It could have been a wall. It could have been a steeper ditch. A quarry. A quarry would have been terrifying.
Yeah.
Because I would have looked up like, oh my God.
Wow, no, dude.
And we're dead.
That would have been. And we did dodge a pole. I remember that now.
Yeah.
And my car was fine.
Yeah.
So we were all fine. And luckily, I had airbags at that time. So if we would have had an accident,
My horn went out.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, both of my horn's out and his horn's out, and my buttons don't work. I can't see my digital speedometer. I'm sad about it. But happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday,
23.
Oh, okay.
Da 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 da. 33 is the episode. And
We out here.
Yeah, we out here.
10 years
Ciao,
I'll be
boy.
33.
Check out Scheuneman.
Yeah.
Something for yourself.
Matt Demon, all platforms. Fuck around.
Buy something for yourself.
Literally go listen to his music right now. Tapes dropping soon. Singles dropping soon.
Yep, 14.
It's his motherfucking birthday, so it'll be Sunday when you hear this.
Sunday.
But wish him a late happy birthday.
Exactly.
Anything else?
Ciao.
Ciao. Love you.